Honorable Minister, colleagues, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Let me officially welcome you all to our headquarters on this momentous occasion. Today marks the 10th anniversary since the inception of HandsOn Group of Companies. We already had the honor to welcome Honorable Minister a couple of years ago when HandsOn embarked on potential usages of drones, and we were so appreciative of his visit. Honorable Minister, let it be known that we are resolute in continuing to write new chapters of history with our ever-ambitious trend-setting initiatives. HandsOn has now evolved into a leading national telematics entity focusing on research, high-tech solutions, RFID asset tracking, fleet management, usage-based insurance, and as of late, inventory management. In the course of this year, the leading national and international quadruple technology service provider Melita, coined as the only operator in Europe to offer nationwide IoT services, singled out HandsOn to partner with, notably in view of HandsOn's strategic trailblazing potential. In the past few months, and in concert with Melita's representatives on the board of directors, we have sharpened the critical reflection, the decisive reasoning, and the right judgment in our modus operandi. The wisdom of all this team came into play, and my gratitude is heartily extended to each one of them. In a few moments, Melita's CEO, Mr. Harald Roche, will be given even more focus on Melita's drive nationwide. Undeniably, the decision taken by Melita to take the lead in introduction of fifth generation 5G tests is most laudable. The global rollout of this most advanced mobile network, the 5G network, should provide completely new opportunities for business and society. Suffice it to say that the latest research of repute revealed that the 5G technology will generate $31 trillion in cumulative revenues for the ICT industry worldwide by the year 2030. Ladies and gentlemen, the rapid pace at which the world is changing can be unsettling. The pandemic raised awareness of the benefits digital technologies can bring to the world as never hitherto considered. Concurrently, it accentuated the risk factors whereby the importance of security in the digital economy is now assuming center stage. Cybersecurity concerns are reaching unprecedented levels, and no country and no industry is untouched. A recent analysis revealed that cybersecurity could cost the world more than $10 trillion a year by 2025. This would represent the greatest transfer of economic wealth in history. As mobile operators progress from 4G long-term evolution to a 5G service-based architecture, security will play an increasingly critical role. The United Nations, through its specialized agency, the International Telecommunications Union, is spearheading, as we speak, the development of standards for 5G networks, the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and other emerging technologies. The EU is likewise working assiduously on an EU risk mitigating toolbox, the objectives of which are to identify a possible common set of measures to ensure an adequate level of cybersecurity of 5G across the European Union. Faced with these continued challenges of fast evolving and convergence technologies, unprecedented market growth, and indeed increased pressures in social development, we are here today witnessing HandsOn widening the pathway and projecting itself more effectively into pole position with IoT solutions and digital technologies, aimed at meeting the current most pressing challenges in this area of accelerated innovations and discoveries. The significance of being connected is undisputably, and ICTs are cardinal for building back a safer, more connected and sustainable world. More details on today's hands-on rollouts will be given by our CEO, Jeffrey Farrugia. The ninth COVID-19 pandemic that has shocked the world and catapulted us into what has been coined by the International Monetary Fund's chief economist, the worst crisis since the Great Depression, enhanced our drive to leverage the full power of ICTs. We at HandsOn are proud to be dynamic players in helping define a faster route to economic recovery through digital technologies. Ladies and gentlemen, as much as it is painful to learn that there are 3.6 billion people who still do not have access to the internet, on the other hand, it is so heartening to underscore that unlike in the Great Depression, during the last months, billions of people have been able to rely on information and communications technology to continue to work, study, excel in quality healthcare, and remain connected to loved ones. Over the last decades, Malta has secured and maintained its standing as a role model for ICT development. It established itself as an ICT center of excellence with standards comparable with those of most developed countries. It is with great pride that I record having been one of the protagonists of and actively the historical past. Just as much as I am motivated to keep soldiering on, with the same eagerness in my present role as a modest enabling player for Malta's future technological growth, leading to a connected, sustainable society. On a more national political front, it is just as meaningful that there is virtual bipartisan agreement on the need to give utmost priority to research, innovation, science and technology development. Against this backdrop, HandsOn pledges that it will spearhead any initiative to support and actively contribute to the realization of government's professed policies focused on the continued improvement in quality of life, which is a key ingredient for the overall socio-economic development of the Maltese Islands. In closing, I would like to express my gratitude to Minister Silvio Schembri for honoring us once again with his presence, and to all my fellow directors on the board, the two CEOs of Melita and HandsOn, and more importantly, our most dedicated workforce, our business associates, and our loyal customers, as I wish you all the blessings of a peaceful and safe festive season. I now please invite the CEO of Melita, Mr. Harald Roche, to address the audience. Thank you.
Honourable Minister, Tony, Jeffrey, distinguished guests, let me start with, first of all, congratulating HandsOn Systems for 10 years of innovation in this exciting field of the Internet of Things. I'm pleased to be here to represent Melita, and some of you might know that earlier this year we have decided to invest in HandsOn Systems because we share the same vision. The vision is that the Internet of Things is going to be one of the important drivers of the economic growth in Malta, both through deployment locally, but also if we are good we can export our skills abroad. And we're quite sure that HandsOn is one of the most important assets in this field in Malta. So again, congratulations to what you have achieved in these last 10 years. Let me also say a few words about what Melita has done in this area. So first of all, we have invested in connectivity for the Internet of Things. This connectivity can be done through normal mobile services like 3, 4, in the future 5G. But most importantly, you also need to have special connectivity, the so-called low power mode connectivity like narrowband IoT or LoRaWAN. With this kind of connectivity, a sensor can survive 10 years on the same battery, so you don't have to change it every time. And Malta is the only country in Europe that has a nationwide network with a narrowband IoT. So it's really an asset. We reach every cellar, every underground location, and we should use that to the benefit of the country. The second thing that we have done is we have invested in a portal that allows companies like HandsOn to manage the thousands of sensors that they deploy. You need special tools to do that. You cannot do it on Excel sheets, so it's very difficult to do it with Excel sheets. So this portal has been developed by our own in-house software development teams. And I'm very proud to say that it's a real asset. We have done a very good job in developing this. Then the next thing that we're doing is we're looking for excellent companies like HandsOn that then deliver the vertical solutions. So we are now in a situation where most of the use cases that we would like to be addressed, we can address them with what we have as technology and with the software assets and knowledge of our partners. So Jeffrey has demonstrated a few use cases here, and you see they are all excited. They can improve our everyday life. Finally, we have also taken the step to export or to start to export these skills abroad. We have created a brand around IoT, a new brand, Melita.io, Melita.io, it's also the domain. And we have opened a subsidiary in Germany, Melita Technologies, which has gone live in summer. And I'm proud to say that already as we speak, we have the first customer among the DAX 30 companies, which are the 30 most valuable companies in the German stock exchange. So this is developing in a very positive way. So I really hope that the joint effort that we're doing here with the help of HandsOn and also what Melita is doing will make a difference for Malta in the future. And by saying that, I would like to hand over to the CEO of HandsOn, Jeffrey. Thank you very much.
Okay, so first of all, this is a special day for us. You might not appreciate how much work goes behind the scenes to produce a workable solution, to test, to research. Okay, so I was asked to be short and sweet. It's quite difficult at times, but I'm gonna go straight to the point. So, dear Honourable Mr. Schembri, fellow directors, colleagues and everyone who has managed to join us today on this special day, thank you for coming. Today is a very special day for us, not only because it marks our 10th anniversary, but because it's proof that when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Thank you for being here with us today. I have to mention, COVID-19 has affected us all. I think at times it affected us more psychologically than biologically. And our company is no exception. As you probably all know, HandsOn has for the last 10 years been synonymous mostly with GPS tracking and fleet management. To date, we track over 20,000 vehicles, not just in Malta but around the world, even at times far away like Australia. The fleet keeps on growing, however, it's not enough to sustain growth. With COVID-19, some of our customers garaged their vehicles, closed their business, or suspended their operation indefinitely, and therefore the need for this service diminished as well. If there was a time we needed to think outside the box, this was the time. COVID-19 created the need to innovate and automate, not only responding to our client needs, we have decided to develop state-of-the-art IT solutions like we've seen today that are both relevant to the current challenging times but also for the days to come. Today, thanks to the formidable team of engineers and professionals, we are launching these IoT solutions here on display. Since day one, our vision was clear. It was that of connecting people to things and things to people. Today we can see that this is becoming more possible with the introduction, as my colleague Harold said, of narrowband IoT. With this in place, HandsOn will help Malta become, what I like to say, one large smart city. A true smart city, whereby everything which matters is connected to the internet so that all stakeholders, all players can monitor, control, manage such assets from the comforts of their homes or their offices. As you know, during COVID, everyone was working from home. Having the ability to monitor certain machines, devices from home is becoming more of a reality. Through the technology being showcased today, we would like Malta to achieve the so-called Industry 4.0. So it's not 1, 2 or 3, 4 now, which is basically a concept that us technologists are pushing, which defines basically a connected landscape of machines, devices and people whereby everyone and everything is connected. As an example, to the right, we can see how IoT sensors can measure an LPG gas tank remotely and help in the automation and efficiency of the distribution process. As of now, businesses, local councils, government, and the general public can benefit from all this technology as it gets introduced and becomes part of our daily lives. Think about it for a second. What was an innovation 20 years ago is now part of our lives. Mobile phone. Everyone takes this service for granted, but 20 years ago it was a commodity. As a company, we are committed to developing new solutions that not only improve our lives, but also contribute to a better future. What we do today defines how we will be tomorrow. To conclude, I would like to express my gratitude towards government, in particular entities like Malta Enterprise, the now rebranded Indus Malta, and also Trade Malta, which all work, and other organizations give us support every step we take. I truly feel these have become our partners, ready to listen, ready to assist, and ready to support in everything that we do. However, I must conclude with, as always, a bit of a thought. And this message goes especially to my fellow young entrepreneurs out there who, like me, strive day and night to keep their business alive and growing. We need to keep on innovating. We need to keep trying harder. We need to create new ideas, new products and services. We need to press on and keep moving forward. In technology, if you don't move forward, you move backwards. It is great to have a government that listens and supports businesses such as ours, but everyone has to do his part. I would like to finish with a famous quote, which is very close to my heart, by the late John F. Kennedy. Do not just ask what the country can do for you, but also ask what you can do for your country. HandsOn, both locally and globally, to become a leading IoT solutions provider that will make our nation proud and known not just locally but around the whole world. That is our dream. I thank you for coming and for your attention, and I would like to introduce you now to our great Honourable Minister Silvio for his concluding speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeffrey, Anthony, Herald. I remember, as you mentioned, Anthony, a few years ago I was here, actually 2 years ago I was here. On that occasion I managed to ride a scooter. Actually, I had to figure out how to use the brake, but somehow I managed. Today I'm here to try a electric car. Hopefully next time we'll try for that. So it will be even better. When I came here and I met Harold and Malcolm told me, welcome back. Actually then he rephrased it and told me, I prefer welcome forward. And actually I kind of like that. Because I remember, I think it was 2 years ago when me and Harold were discussing the issue of SIM cards for IoT and how you are going to expand further to outer shores. And on that day you told me that there's huge opportunity even for Maltese companies to export their product and also to implement your technology here in Malta. And today is proof of that. So I also build upon the last words that Jeffrey mentioned in his speech, that in technology if you don't move forward, you move backwards. And here I would like to mention an example which I try to use a lot in the telecoms industry. We all remember Nokia. Nokia 10 years ago, I would say that everybody who had a mobile phone had a Nokia. It was the top selling companies in the telecom industry. They didn't adapt to new technology, to new realities. And look at the situation today. Nobody owns a Nokia today. And that is a reality which we need to continue keep on facing. So that's why it is a pleasure for me to be here today, specifically for the inauguration of these new products. And from my observations, I can say that HandsOn is now a referral point for companies seeking growth. Proactive attitude, drive, teamwork, and resilience. During this pandemic, you were a fine example of the theory that stood the test of adopted diversification to identify new streams of the technology we are talking about today is the Internet of Things, utilized in HandsOn novel products, is in line with government's approach for the building, as Jeffrey mentioned, a smart and sustainable island. A smart Malta economy which brings with it perspective on economic growth, one that seeks constant improvement in the living conditions and the quality of people's lives, including the surrounding environment and its sustainability. As the Minister responsible for the economy, I highly recognize Internet of Things potential as one of the new digital economic niches. Even in fact, the latest amalgamation of the economy with the digital economy as a ministerial portfolio was thus a natural step. In the coming year, we will continue to see the world economy and the digital depending on each other. As a government, we are working on the development of the digital sector as means to diversify Malta's economy and to retain a national competitive advantage. Thus, in 2021, investment will further in areas such as IoT, artificial intelligence, blockchain, as well as technologies related to the space sector. However, a nation's competitiveness depends on the capacity of its industry to innovate and upgrade. In this regard, I appeal to organizations to be innovative, to think out of their comfort zone, and look into new strategies for growth, such as the diversifications approach. Such methods enable companies to look at other markets they could tap into, or new products they could launch to increase their reach and revenue. This brings me to another concept, that of Malta as a testing base for innovative technology, prior to being exported to larger markets. Gerard mentioned how Malta, we are the only country where we have basically all territory covered in terms of connectivity, and whereby Malta can be used as a test-based case scenario for such innovative technologies, in this case narrowband IoT. So it is the ideal time for our country to be positioned as a beta island. Today is an accurate example, a smart move by HandsOn to capitalize on the benefits offered by a small island in product research and testing. When I was conversing with the CEO, Mr. Farrugia, I was pleased to be informed also that after its local success, HandsOn system has already started with more testing work, this time in Brazil. This also goes in line with our work to strengthen the exportation of local talent worldwide through trade promotion. This government will keep on investing in the construction of a solid and stable technological infrastructure, enabling whole sectors in the digital field to continue looking at Malta for the setting up of their operations. Our vision is clear: a country which serves as a hub for digital innovation and technology. This is the way forward in our bid to boost further our economic growth. With another A+ rating, this time by credit rating agency Fitch, we also claim that the economy is expected to grow in a robust growth in 2021 and 2022. To achieve such a milestone, we need to build a generation of human skills in the digital sector. Technology is the present and the future of work. To keep abreast of job market requirements, we need to keep on upskilling our existing workforce, foster in our young people a love for technology and innovation, and the preference of careers in STEM subjects. Ultimately, in today's competitive world, one can never stop at being proactive. We are living in an Industrial Revolution 4.0, based on automation, with a market in constant demand for creativity, efficiency, reliability, and speed. The main effects of Industry 4.0 on businesses will see an impact on customers' expectations, on product enhancement, on collaborative innovation, and on organizational forms. Organizations have to be prepared for the inexorable shift from simple digitization in the third revolution to innovation based on the combination of technologies in the fourth industrial revolution. In order to thrive, businesses, leaders, and senior executives need to re-examine the way they do business constantly, and constantly also studying their changing environment, challenge the assumptions of the operations teams, and relentlessly innovate and challenging the status quo. Our future is in our hands. As a government, as organizations, as let us not be afraid to be ambitious. Let us be bold and keep on aiming for technological and digital excellence. Thanks you once again, and I commend you once again for this approach you are taking to innovate and also experience and face on new challenges. Thank you in the name of the Government of Malta.
once again. Okay? Thanks. Just sit there. Thanks. Sure.
Thank you.
That's the microphone. The microphone. Dat is het. Geef maar tegen.